Hey, 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 it's Tia, baby, and I am back with another video. So, I'm going to talk about. I came across a chick. Well, I don't want to say that, that's disrespectful. A person who is a woman who is I believe she's a singer from Texas and she's Hispanic. And she has been making videos or clips about AB Quintanilla, aka ABCDFG, and she had a lot to say about him. The first video, she talked about AB having issues with women wearing red lipstick, particularly his ex-wife. Um, her name is his ex-wife name is Ricky, I believe, and also his ex-wife allegedly put out a video explaining how ABCDFG or AB, I said I was going to start using correct names, pretty much like verbal abused her. She didn't use the word verbal abuse, but it's basically what that is. When he calls her a whore, or calls her out her name because she wears red lipstick, and says that she does it for attention and belittles her and stuff like that. And then the lady, her name is Clary Quesada. She's the one that made the video about AB, saying that he didn't like his wife wearing red lipstick, and she was given pointers of why, and she used a clip of his ex-wife's explaining, and she said that his ex-wife said that when they broke up, they tried to remain friends, and when he started dating another chick, and she was wearing red lipstick, and she brought it to his attention, saying, "Oh, I thought you didn't like red lipstick, women wearing red lipstick." And he replied saying, "I didn't." He said that, "Oh, I don't mind her wearing red lipstick. She's not doing it to for attention." And so then Clary Quesada, she put the video back on her, and she was then saying that she believes that, allegedly, she believes that AB doesn't like women, and because I guess he didn't have several run-ins with women just over the past course of his life, and it always ends up negative. Um, like I said, I don't follow AB like at all, so I don't know. I know he was married a lot, but I don't follow him at all because I'm not interested in AB. I'm not, no disrespect to him. I'm just not interested in his lifestyle. So I don't follow everything AB. Apparently, I guess she does, not no shade to her. I guess she does because he's always in the media, especially in their musical genre. She's always hearing about his antics. I do talk about him every now and then, but like I said, I don't care enough to invest in that much about him because I know he can be rude, and I don't know him, but based on how he's acted in the media, I know that he can be rude and mean sometimes, and I don't really care to acknowledge it. Sometimes I don't even care to acknowledge it, and I don't care to keep, putting out. I wouldn't, keep putting out videos about his rants, because all it's doing is giving him more power, more attention to himself, and all of that. So I'm not gonna talk a lot about him because I don't have no interest in him. But I just felt the need to talk about this because it was something to talk about, and I never heard of a person saying they don't like women wearing red lipstick. And she did make a good point, like why he doesn't like his ex-wife or whoever wearing red lipstick when his own sister Selena was basically like the ambassador of red lipstick. That was her signature lips. Um, But when she was explaining that, I was thinking like, well, maybe it's a coping mechanism. Maybe because he's still struggling with the loss of his sister, that anything reminding him of Selena is like he just goes into this rage or this dismissive behavior. And maybe the red lipstick is a reminder of his sister, and he just doesn't want, you know, no, he doesn't know how to navigate his emotions. That's why I said in the previous video he needs to go to therapy. He may not know how to navigate his emotions very well, and so lashing out to him is like his therapy. I'm not giving him any justifications for his actions, which is why I believe he needs to go to actual therapy. But that's where I got from him just being dismissive of red lipstick on women. I think it's because it reminds him of Selena. But I don't know why he says that they look like whores when I don't understand. I mean, I know I can understand because yeah, back in the day, streetwalkers or whatever would wear like red lipstick, but he know his sister wasn't like that, and she was very much classy. But like I said, I really think it's deep, dark um, grief that he's still holding on to, and I think that's what the connection is with the disregard to red lipstick. That's just my take on it. I could be wrong. And then Clary Quesada, she had another video talking about AB, and she went off on him, and I kind of felt bad for him the way she went off on him like that. And obviously she went off on him real good for me to feel bad for AB. I'm just saying. Like, she basically said that nobody cares about him. I'm not going to quote everything she said because I don't relay messages well verbatim. So I'm just going to do it the best way I can. Paraphrase it. She basically said that nobody cares about him, that nobody, the way that they do with Selena, they respect him because he is Selena's brother, but nobody loves him, like the fans and supporters don't love him, though, especially the way that they love Selena. And she said because of how he treats the supporters and fans. He's constantly, bad mouthing people. He's being disrespectful. He's being rude, and she said that he was racist, allegedly being racist to his own race, like he's Mexican American, and she said that he allegedly said that Mexicans are wetbacks and all of these things, and then she started joning on his appearance, like him being covered up with tattoos and stuff. I don't know what she used. I know she used some Spanish terminology that I'm not going to repeat because one, I don't remember, and two, I don't know what it means. And I'm not going to butcher it. But she did say something. She didn't like his appearance. Me, I said in the previous video, I thought he looked very attractive. And I'm not saying I'm not a big tattoo person, and I don't like all the tattoos that's on his face. But AB is not an ugly guy. It's just his personality is ugly, and my grandmother always said, if you act ugly, you look ugly. So that's what brings out his unattractive physique. But I don't think he's an ugly guy. I think he's a very handsome guy. And then she joned on his height. She called him little or whatever. I just think he looks good for his age. He's 60 something, and he looks very good for his age, and he lost a lot of weight. So I think he looks nice. I mean, and minus the all the tattoos, but I think he looks nice. And there's a lot coming from me. What else did she say? Yeah, she was just going on a rant about how that's why nobody like him. That's why nobody loves him. That's why nobody support him, because if it wasn't for, basically, she was saying that if it wasn't for Selena, nobody would even know him or whatever. A lot of, jabs at him. So I don't know what he did to her for her to be so hot-headed towards him. I mean, I know that she posted like reposted a message that he sent to her. But dang, I don't know. Whew. I didn't know that he made her that angry because she was passionate about it. You can go to her page and try to find her clip, a video of her, but it was a lot. I will add the video to this video so you can get a glimpse of what she said, because like I said, I don't remember everything. It was a lot, but all I know is she was very angry at AB and very adamant on why supporters don't like him, and basically like he ain't important. But she did say she believes that if he would treat people right and be respectful, that people will appreciate his work. Like, she did give him homage. She said that, he was the reason he wrote all of Selena's songs and they were really good hits and things, but because of his attitude, she don't respect him. She don't respect him. She ain't no respect for him. And I get it. But dang. I mean, the way she was talking about him, like she personally knew him, and like he stole her best friend or something. Like, that's how angry she seemed like she was at him. She was very passionate. But I get it, because I be like that with their father. Like, I know him. I don't know him, but I just thought the way he carried things was so unfair. The way he carried things with Selena, it was just so unfair and just unnecessary. He caused unnecessary issues with Selena, with Chris. It was just unnecessary. But like I said, I'm gonna add the video. I can't add the other video about the red lips because every time I click on it, it disappears. So maybe it's gone or whatever. I should have screen recorded it at the time that I viewed it, but it is what it is. You got the glimpse of the first video when I talked about the red lipstick, but the second one I do have, and I'm going to share it. I really don't have much to say about it. Like, she didn't do anything wrong. She just expressing herself. It was just, I felt like it was a lot. It was a bit much. Like, it made me feel like, what did he really do to you to make you feel like you had to go off on him like that? That was the only thing about that. But she has her reasons. She has her, her opinions about him, and she is very much entitled to it. And that's all I have to say about that. I just hope that AB gets I don't want to say the services that he needs, but he needs some therapy. He needs some individual therapy, and he needs to be around healthier people. His father needs therapy to cope with the loss of his daughter, and also just how to communicate with people and how to interact with people. Marcella also needs, if she's not in counseling, she needs to go to counseling to help cope. And I think maybe they all can go to family counseling, because I'm sure if Selena was here, she wouldn't want her family to not be speaking to each other and be at odds. So I just think that the Quintanilla men need to get some professional help, and learn how to be more open with each other, because it seems like AB is closed off with his father, but open with strangers. I don't get that. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it, because I only get that if the father was an absentee father. His father was very much in his life, but maybe because his father was an old, not old, but because his father was old school, and he probably grew up not sharing his emotions with his family, and that could be a cycle, and maybe that's why AB doesn't show his emotions or things to him. I don't know, but they really need to settle their differences and really let their guard down, and hopefully heal from whatever childhood trauma they have, or whatever, something from the past that made them feel closed off or whatever. I just hope they get the help that they need, because what would Selena do? That's what they should always think about, and try to live correctly as if Selena was still here, and just period. But that's all I have for this evening. I'm very tired, as you hear. Sorry about the yarn. It's just, I'm sleepy. But thank you for supporting me, and like I said, I hope this video serves you well. I know it really wasn't much, and I know that it was random, but I just wanted to share that with you guys. So I'll come back with another video. Peace.
Because why is AB Quintanilla bullying me on my Instagram post about Selena? Look, AB, here we are being faithful fans towards your sister and coincidentally your family. And we're posting and keeping her alive the same way you've been keeping her alive for the past 30 plus years. And here we are being faithful fans, pretending like the next documentary you're going to release isn't the exact same story we've heard a trillion times before. Here we are being faithful fans, believing that you are actually crying for real in that video. And you know what? I don't want to get offensive, but when you go on to small creators' pages and post hateful comments, and honestly, like, you try to humiliate me through this comment that you made, I'm going to be really honest with you. No, porque you started, so I'm going to finish this. Watch. You look like a Mara Salvatrucha, okay? You look like Bukele, if he was in the United States, would take you immediately, would incarcerate you. So before you go and make fun of Selena's fans, look at yourself. Because yes, you're bright. Yes, we know that you wrote all of Selena's songs. Next to Pete, next to Ricky, next to all these really talented people whom we all love. And we try to love you so hard. Because that's what you want. You want us to love you as much as we love Selena, right? You do. You wouldn't be doing all of this stuff that you're doing. You wouldn't be bouncing off the walls, tattooing your entire body, still coming up with these documentaries, wanting attention. You wouldn't be doing any of this if you didn't want people to love you deep inside you. But guess what? You were born first and not last. And unfortunately for you, the price and dime and star was your sister. And we would love you just as much if you weren't this hateful, if you weren't such a bully. You're not even this mean to Yolanda Saldívar. They've interviewed you about her. And the most you say is, I'm not going to talk about the person that took my sister. You were a small person once. Well, physically, we both are, buddy. We're probably about the same height. But you were once a nobody. And for you to put down people from South Texas, singers and writers, on our own Facebook pages and on our own Instagram pages, I'm sorry for those people that feel like they can't talk back to you. That's not me. I'm going to defend myself because you are a bully and you're hateful and you're resentful and you still hate the fact that we don't pay any attention to you. But this is why. Because you're a hateful little man. You're hateful to everybody. You stick the finger at people at your concerts. You talk horribly about Mexican people. I didn't forget. Did anybody else forget? I didn't forget. He called us wetbacks and beaners that time in Monterrey. You want to keep going?